Welcome back to the NetRush Report, your home for the most emotional, dramatic, and inspiring tennis stories on the planet. If you live for the grind, the glory, and the comeback moments that define this sport, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next chapter of tennis history. Now, let's dive into the return of Naomi Osaka and how one night in Tokyo could redefine her entire season. Tokyo, a city where Naomi Osaka's tennis journey began, and where, for the first time since 2017, she returned as a mother, a fighter, and a woman reborn. The last time she played here, she was still the rising prodigy, a shy teenager with a monstrous forehand and a dream of one day winning a slam. Now, she's a four-time Grand Slam champion, a global icon, and someone who's been through everything. The pressure, the breaks, the comebacks, and the mental battles that nearly broke her. But tonight wasn't about the past. It was about how she responds to it. As Osaka walked onto court to face Wakana Sonobe, a 17-year-old compatriot making her WTA debut, the symbolism couldn't be stronger. It was the present meeting the future, a legend facing a mirror of her younger self. The stadium erupted in applause. Some waved flags. Others simply whispered, "Naomi's back." And when the first serve came down the line at 188 kilometers per hour, there was no mistaking it. Osaka had come to dominate. The first set was a masterclass, a storm, a demolition. 6-0 in just 26 minutes. Osaka fired 5 aces, dropped only one double fault, and won every single point on her first serve. That's not dominance, that's perfection. Her first serve percentage was only 43%, but when that first serve landed, it was untouchable. When it didn't, her second serve held firm, winning 6 of 8 points. Wakana Sonobe, to her credit, didn't look intimidated. She stayed composed, took deep breaths, and tried to find her rhythm. But Osaka gave her no room to breathe. Every rally ended with a punishing forehand. Every return game was a statement. She broke 3 times in 3 opportunities, allowing Sonobe only 2 points on serve in the entire set. By the time the set ended, Osaka had already won 63% of return points, numbers that mirrored her prime 2018 to 2020 dominance. The crowd could feel it too. This was vintage Naomi. Explosive, ruthless, efficient. And yet, beneath the roar of her performance, there was something softer, a quiet confidence, a calm that hadn't been there before. This wasn't the Osaka who once crumbled under expectation. This was a woman who had learned to find power in peace. The second set changed the rhythm. Wakana Sonobe, just 17, barely out of junior tournaments, began to find her courage. She adjusted her tactics, improved her serve, and started holding ground in rallies. The crowd, now fully behind both Japanese players, began to cheer every point like it was the final of a slam. And for 51 minutes, Sonobe fought bravely. She held serve 3 times, pushed Osaka to longer rallies, and even forced deuce multiple times. But Osaka, calm and methodical, always had an answer. 3 aces, 0 double faults, 75% of first serve points won. She didn't overpower Sonobe this time, she outthought her. Mixing deep cross-court forehands with unexpected drop shots, Osaka kept the youngster constantly guessing. At 3-2, Osaka broke Sonobe's serve. At 5-3, she broke again. Sonobe managed to stay alive at 5-4, saving 2 match points with fearless hitting, but Osaka's response was ice cold. She stepped up to the line, hit a 181 kilometers per hour serve wide, followed by a forehand winner down the line. Game, set, match. Let's look at what made Osaka's performance so clinical. Stat: Osaka Sonobe. Aces 8-1. Double faults 1-3. First serve percent 46%, 58%. First serve points 183%, 53%. Second serve points 171%, 41%. Service games 188%, 38%. First return points 147%, 17%. Second return points 159%, 29%. Match duration 1 hour 17 minutes, 1 hour 17 minutes. Those stats tell a simple truth. When Osaka serves like this, almost no one can stop her. But it's not just about power. It's about clarity. She's serving with conviction. She's returning with purpose. She's thinking 2 shots ahead, something her former coach Vim Facette once called her underrated genius. There was a time when Osaka's game was criticized for being too reliant on raw hitting. But what we saw in Tokyo was different. This was the strategic Osaka, the one who knew exactly when to flatten the ball, when to roll topspin, and when to slow things down. She wasn't just playing Sonobe, she was teaching her. By pulling her side to side, then mixing short angles and sudden depth, Osaka used the full geometry of the court. Her court coverage, too, looked sharper than it had in months. She's clearly been working on movement and timing. One Japanese commentator said during the broadcast, "She's playing like someone who has rediscovered joy. There's no rush, no panic, only rhythm. That rhythm, that inner calm, is what's been missing since her post-maternity return." For Osaka, this wasn't just a tennis match. It was closure. It was rebirth. Returning to Japan, hearing the crowd chant her name again, it hit differently. You could see her emotions between points. A quick smile to her box. A deep breath before every serve. A few glances upward, as if grounding herself in gratitude. After the match, she said softly, "It feels special to play here again. It's been a long time. I just wanted to make the fans proud." And she did. The Japanese fans, who followed her journey through every high and low, welcomed her not just as a champion, but as a symbol of resilience. Many held signs reading, "Okaranassai Naomi." Welcome home, Naomi. After a tough Asian swing, just one win between Beijing and Wuhan, Osaka needed this. This wasn't just about advancing to round 2. It was about believing again. She's been slowly climbing her way back into the top 20, showing flashes of her old brilliance in Montreal and the US Open. But this win, on home soil, may have been the mental switch she needed. It reminded everyone, including herself, that when Osaka locks in, she's still one of the most complete players in the game. Power, precision, poise, everything clicked. Now, all eyes turned to her next opponent, Susan Leymans, the defending Japan Open champion from the Netherlands. These two have history. Their only previous meeting came on grass at Hertogenbosch, where Osaka won in straight sets. But this time, the stakes are higher. Leymans has been in excellent form, known for her tenacity, deep ground strokes, and her ability to absorb power. A win against Leymans would send Osaka to her first quarterfinal appearance at the Japan Open, ever. For Naomi, that's not just another stat. It's a full-circle moment, a chance to reignite her season and remind the world that she's still a force in every sense. Let's talk about something deeper, mindset. Osaka's career has been a story of brilliance and burnout. From dominating Serena Williams in that unforgettable 2018 US Open final to taking breaks for her mental health. She's been through it all. But now, post-motherhood, her energy feels different. More balanced. More purposeful. You can see it in her interviews, her tone calmer, her focus sharper. When asked about her comeback, Osaka said, "I used to play with pressure. Now I play with gratitude." I think that's a big difference. That shift in perspective is massive. It's no longer about proving something. It's about enjoying the process. And that's what makes this version of Osaka even more dangerous. Because when a player of her talent starts playing freely, that's when legends are made all over again. Social media exploded after the match. Fans across Japan and the world couldn't stop praising her dominance and poise. One fan tweeted, "Vintage Naomi. That serve. That confidence. That aura. She's back." Another wrote, "Seeing Naomi Osaka play in Tokyo again gave me chills. The Queen of Japan is home." And even WTA players took notice. A few sent congratulatory messages, calling her performance pure class and a reminder of what greatness looks like. Japanese media headlines summed it up perfectly. Osaka's homecoming storm sweeps Tokyo. It's easy to forget, Naomi Osaka is now balancing motherhood with professional tennis. She's talked openly about how being a mother has changed her approach to competition. Less about pressure, more about perspective. Her daughter, Shai, was born in 2023, and Osaka has said multiple times that Shai's presence motivates her to push harder. "When I travel now, I think about what kind of example I'm setting for her. That keeps me grounded and strong." That's what makes this comeback even more powerful. This isn't a return for trophies. It's a journey of legacy. A legacy that says, you can fall, pause, heal, and still rise again. Osaka's success wasn't random. It came from deliberate, calculated adjustments.